Kim Vergez here on behalf of Tec de Monterrey, the Institute of Technology in Monterrey, Mexico. And our topic today is the American postdoc experience, what you need to know. We have with us to answer some of your questions, Sam Castañeda from UC Berkeley with the Visiting Scholars and Postdoc Affairs Program. How are you today, Sam?
Very good. Thank you, Kim. So let me just give a brief history of my involvement with postdocs. 3 decades ago, the Vice Chancellor for Research came up to me and asked me, "Hey, Sam, do you want to help me with postdocs?" And I said, "Sure. What is a postdoc?" He said, "Well, that's a person who has a PhD and that for 3 to 5 more years they need to get advanced training and mentoring." And my reaction was, "Are you kidding me? After all that education, you need even more training." So I found out many things about postdocs at the time. They weren't staff, they weren't faculty, they weren't students. They were on nobody's radar in terms of benefits, terms and conditions. And so together, the Vice Chancellor for Research throughout the UC system sponsored many advantages and programs to help postdocs throughout the system.
And do we have a formal definition of a postdoc?
Yes, a postdoc in the UC system and actually throughout the United States is somebody who has a PhD for less than 5 years normally, unless they're for medical reasons or for raising a family, they stop the clock. And so after 5 years in the UC system, you have to be advanced to another type of position that involves career progression.
Oh, great. And do you have to have funding for that?
In fact, you do. The joke is you can't be a rich PhD recipient and say to a faculty member, "I have my own money and I want to come do research in your institution." Instead, you have to gain this financial sponsorship from an institution, either from a grant from a university or from a granting fund agency.
And how do you select a mentor for the postdoctoral experience?
Well, that's one of the most, I think, difficult parts. First of all, just locating somebody who will hire you, or locating somebody who will allow you to come into the lab with money that you bring with you. That's a lot easier. There has to be a good match. Many postdocs simply apply, they'll take the job, and then later realize it's not a good fit. That they didn't come all the way from another country to, I say this jokingly, to wash bottles in the lab, but rather they came here to advance their career opportunities. So that's the hard part. And in fact, recently, say the last 3, 4, 5 years, that's recent for me, there's what they call the IDP, Individual Development Plan, where the postdoc fills out one part. Why you want to come into somebody's lab, what you want to learn, what are the advanced techniques that you need to advance your career. And then the PI, the principal investigator, the faculty, fills out another part, what they want to get done in the lab and the kind of research experience they expect. So that has to match. For the most part it does, but there are some instances where it really doesn't.